my name is Madeline, and welcome to this yin yoga practice for sickness and lymphatic drainage. So, we'll be getting into the points where the lymph nodes are at today, like the neck, the armpits, the groin, the hips, just to kind of help get that lymphatic fluid moving, and hopefully, you'll feel better after going through these movements. So let's start just with a little bit of breath to ground into the space. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Exhale the air out now. Take an inhale through the nose and then let it out the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and exhale out the mouth. One last inhale through the nose and then big sigh out the mouth. And we'll also begin with a tiny bit of movement, especially if you're feeling sick. Those joints might feel a little stiff, a little tight. So we'll do some seated cat-cows. You can bring the hands to the knees. As you inhale, begin to arch the spine forward, looking up. And as you exhale, rounding the back. And you can continue like this or take any kind of fluid movement that feels good in the body. So maybe some circles in one direction and then the other direction. Just listening intuitively to what your body is needing today. And we'll take one more breath in this movement and then return back to center. And we're going to do a couple of neck stretches, getting into the lymph nodes in the neck. So you can reach your left arm up and then place it on that right ear, really gentle here, making sure not to press down on that ear. And just slowly let that left ear drop to the left shoulder. Maybe reach out those right fingertips to the side if that feels good. Again, remembering not to press too hard on that ear. And just breathe into the neck here, feeling the opening alongside the right of the neck, the right side of the neck. Keep breathing into the space. And let's take one more deep breath here. And then slowly let it go, releasing that ear, releasing the fingertips. Pausing for one moment at center, just noticing the difference in the sides. And then reaching the right arm up now and placing it on that left ear. Maybe you want to walk those left fingertips out. Then let that right ear drop down to that right shoulder. Again, try not to press too hard, just letting that hand gently rest on the ear so you feel that opening in the left side of the neck and breathing into that space. And let's take one more deep breath here. And then slowly let it go. Release that right hand. And bring it all back down to the ground. Maybe shake it off a little bit. And notice how the body is feeling. And from here, we'll come onto our hands and knees. And once you're in this tabletop position, option to take a couple of cat-cows if that feels good. Taking any kind of fluid movement here. And then pause back at center whenever you're ready. We're going to make our way back into a wide leg child's pose. So bringing the feet together, spreading those knees wide on the mat, and then sinking the hips back down towards you. Maybe the forehead touches the mat. We'll stay in this regular child's pose for a couple of moments, and then we're going to move into some side stretches here. So taking a few breaths in this child's pose. And then whenever you're ready, start to walk those hands over to the right. So you're really feeling a stretch in that left armpit space, that left side of the body. You don't have to go super far, just kind of finding your edge, finding what feels good for you, as long as you feel some opening in that left side body. Getting into that lymph node space in the armpits. And breathe. And take one more deep breath here. And slowly start to walk those fingertips back to center. Pausing at center for one moment before we move into the other side. And then whenever you're ready, start to walk those fingertips over to the left as far as feels good for you. Just making sure you feel it kind of in that right armpit space and the right side body. And really trying to send the breath into the side body. And take one more deep breath here. And slowly start to walk those hands back to center. And we'll press back up into that tabletop position again. And feel free to take any kind of movement here that feels good. Some cat-cows. And then from here, we'll come into a dragon pose. So start to step that right foot outside both of the hands. If you have blocks, you can bring hands to blocks. You can just stay upright on the hands here, or you can come down to forearms on blocks, whatever works for you. This is definitely an intense opening for the hips, but really good for releasing those toxins in the body. And try to find a place where you can be still as opposed to going for your deepest expression of the pose. Being gentle with yourself. And remembering your deep breathing here. And let's take a couple more breaths in this dragon pose. And take one last deep breath. And then start to slide those hips back. Maybe you bring that right hamstring into little runner stretch. Option as well to come back and come into a downward dog, pedaling out the legs to release all of that. And then wherever you are, we'll come into that dragon on the other side. So this time stepping the left foot outside both the hands, the right knee is on the mat. And lots of options again. You can stay on the hands. You could come down to forearms on blocks, or hands on blocks as well, if that feels good. Again, trying to find a place where you can be still. No need to push yourself too hard. And try to focus your attention on the breath here. This one can definitely be intense. Remember, keep breathing. And take a couple more deep breaths here. And slowly begin to let it go, slowly drawing those hips back. Maybe bringing that left leg into a little runner's stretch. An option to press back into a downward dog again if that feels good in your body. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come down back onto our knees and into a seated position with those legs out long, preparing for a caterpillar pose. So the legs are out straight in front of you. Reach those arms up to the sky and then start to fold forward over those legs. You can bend the knees as much as you like here. If you're going for that lymphatic drainage, I do recommend kind of straightening the legs because there are lymph nodes in the back of the knees. And this pose helps really open up the whole backside body. But of course, you can always bend the knees as much as you like to, whatever feels good. And start to take one more deep breath here. And then slowly roll back up, taking your time. Maybe bringing those hands behind you and shaking out the legs a little bit. We're going for a couple of windshield wipers, rocking the knees from side to side. And then returning back to stillness whenever you're ready. You're going to come to face the long ways on your mat to prepare for a straddle pose. So start to extend that left leg out diagonally, and that right leg out diagonally as well. And this is already, it can be an intense stretch, so if you want to stay upright like this, that's great. You can always bend the knees as much as you like here too. Option to place blocks underneath the knees as well if that feels good. And if you want to go deeper, start to fold forward in between those legs, letting the head drop, let the spine soften and round, and letting everything go. And maybe with each breath, you're able to sink a little more into the pose. Really releasing any tension and stress. And let's take one more deep breath in straddle pose. And taking your time, start to slowly crawl those fingertips back in if you are folding forward. Bring the hands to the thighs and slowly draw those knees back in. Maybe taking a couple of windshield wipers here, rocking from side to side, letting it go. Then we'll come back to face front on our mats and come all the way down to our backs. We have a block, grabbing that, making sure it's nearby. And we're going to come into a supported bridge. So feet are planted down on the mat. Start at the lowest height on the block. And then slowly start to lift those hips up and slide the block underneath your sacrum, tailbone area. So making sure it's not on your low back. You can always change the height of the block to what feels good for you. So getting a nice opening in the front of the hips, the front body. If you want a little more, you can start to extend those legs out long. And if you want some more opening in the chest, you can reach those arms up above you and take hold of opposite elbows. So this time, we're really getting a stretch for that whole front side body. Just imagine your body really draping off this block, releasing any toxins, any stress, any tension. And relaxing into it. And let's take one more deep breath here. If the legs are out long, beginning to slowly walk them back in, releasing those arms if they are up above you, and lift those hips up, gently sliding the block out from underneath you and coming back down to your back. Maybe hugging the knees into the chest here, rocking a little side to side. And then from here, take any final poses or movement your body is needing before we go into Shavasana. So maybe a happy baby. Maybe you want to shake it all out a little bit after opening up those spaces. And then whenever you're ready, no rush at all. Coming down all the way onto your back. Surrendering into the earth for your final resting pose, Shavasana. And if you have time, I encourage you to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you like. If you have to get going, we'll close with one final breath. Exhale the air out now. Take a big inhale through the nose and a big sigh out the mouth. And thank you so much for practicing with me. If you're feeling sick, I hope you feel better soon. If you'd like to see more yin yoga classes like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next time.